started. Mohammed, over to you.
Hello, good afternoon all. So, on behalf of Atna Technologies, we welcome you on the webinar on e-waybill direct integration. Okay, so this is part of our education series. Previously, we had a webinar on e-invoicing integrations. So today we'll go through e-waybill direct ERP integration. Okay, and our agenda of the meeting is we'll have a short introduction about our company, followed by eBay bills, context and basics, and provisions and methods, and link between eBay bill and e-invoicing portal. Then we'll see the use case, followed by a quick demonstration. So with one of our ERP, we'll show you that how an invoice has been generated and how the eBay bill is also generated based on an invoice. And later we will have an question and answer session. Okay. And the overall Venkat Manoj R is our finance functional consultant in Atna Technologies. So he will take us through all these eBay bill related demonstration. Okay. Moving to the next slide. Okay, so we are a leading gold certified ERP and cloud partner, and we are based in three cities: Bangalore, Hyderabad, and Coimbatore. And we also, we provide enterprise solution. We are basically enterprise solution consulting company. Where we have an ERP solutions and Office suite solutions. We also do analytics and automation solution, helping company in digital transformation. Okay, so we also have rich experience in consulting and supply chain management, business process re-engineering and implementation of ERP, supply chain management and CRM solutions. And we have experience in different domains in manufacturing, retail and distribution, logistics and other service industries. And we are well known in Microsoft Dynamics ecosystems. And we have 75 plus customers in India, and we also have clients in other parts of the country. I mean, other parts of the globe. And we have done 9 turnaround implementations, and we have 5 industry-specific solutions. Moving to the next, we also provide Microsoft Azure services, so where you can deploy and host all your applications and servers through Microsoft Azure. And we also do Azure services, site recovery and Azure backup. We also provide data migration into Microsoft Azure. Okay, so moving to next. Okay, so as we have mentioned earlier, we are basically providing ERP solutions based on Microsoft Dynamics environment. So which we have Microsoft Dynamics NAV and Microsoft Dynamics AX. And as a cloud solution, we have D365 F&O and D365 Business Central. And we also have a Power Platform and Power BI along with Dynamics CRM. And we have other partners in business for HRM like Pentium Soft and Insight. We are dealing with them for the HRM solutions. So moving to next slide. Okay, so far with our e-invoicing and e-way bill solutions, currently we have 12 customers and GSTNs, and we have generated more than 1 lakh e-invoices. Uh, and we also have generated 25,000 e-way bills from our applications. And as we are speaking now, the application still keeps on generating e-invoices and e-way bills. So, Venkat, over to you.
Thank you, Mohammed, for the lovely introduction. Good day, everyone. Hope everyone feeling safe and secure during this pandemic. So this webinar is all about eWaybill's direct ERP integration, some methods and techniques. So what are all the methods in which eWaybill can be generated? So different techniques followed. Uh, so this is what we are going to see today. So about a quick introduction on what is eWaybill. So many of us are already aware what is an eWaybill, but for the benefit of others, we'll have a quick overview of it. An e-way bill is a mandatory document required to be carried by the transporter of goods that are worth rupees 50,000 or more while moving them inter or intrastate. GST registered person cannot transport goods in a vehicle whose value exceeds rupees 50,000 without an e-way bill that is generated on e-way bill portal. Alternatively, e-way bill can also be generated through SMS, Android app, and site integration through API. That is what the ERP integration that we are going to see today. When an e-way bill is generated, a unique e-way bill number is allocated and is available to supplier, recipient, and the transporter. So again, this is for the quick benefit of the audience who are not aware. Who can register and use e-way bill portal? E-way bill must be generated when there is a movement of goods of more than rupees 50,000 in value to or from a registered person. A registered person or transporter may choose to generate and carry e-way bill even if value of goods is less than 50,000. So nowadays it is better to generate e-way bill for all the documents to avoid any discrepancies. Unregistered person are also required to generate e-way bill. However, a supply is made by an unregistered person to a registered person, the receiver will have to ensure all compliances are met as if there were a supplier. Transporter carrying goods by road, air, rail, and other modes are also need to generate e-way bill if the supplier has not generated an e-way bill. So when e-way bill will be generally issued in case of in relation to supply for reasons other than supply, we can say when we are returning goods back to the same person that whom we have received due to inward supply from an unregistered person. And so mainly we have only the basic three categories for issuing an e-way bill. So we quickly connect through the process of e-way bill process. So generally a person, a company will have to register in e-way bill portal. So for that, they can log into e-way bill portal, register them with their GSTN, and they will get an OTP. They can set an username and password. So, but after the e-invoicing rollout, so e-invoicing, many of us are already aware. After the e-invoicing rollout, so we can use the same credentials. So e-invoice being rollout being done after the e-way bill implementation. So they can use the same credentials and they can generate e-way bill from e-invoicing portal as well. So now for generating e-way bill, two options being provided. So we'll be viewing them in the detail in the upcoming slides. So generally, the validity of an e-way bill. So every for 1 day, every 100 kilometers. So this will be the first criteria. For example, 520 kilometers if the goods being carried, 5 plus 1 day of 6 days will be the validity period. Also, the validity period of e-way bills can be extended within 4 hours or after 4 hours of e-way bill expiry. So we'll quickly, this will be the interesting and main topic. So after the invoicing rollout, what will be the link between e-way bills and e-invoice? An e-way bill has two parts generally. Part A contains invoice details such as GSTN of the supplier, invoice number, HSN code, and other details. Part B has the transporter details such as vehicle number and other details. Under the present system, both parts are generated from e-way bill portal. The implementation of e-invoicing will have an impact on the e-way bill system as well. The existing users of e-way bill portal can use the same credentials for login, as I already said, to the e-invoice portal instead of getting a new registration. With the implementation of e-invoicing, e-way bills will be auto-populated from the e-invoicing portal itself. Once e-invoice is successfully validated, Part A and Part B of the e-way bill will be automatically populated to the e-invoicing portal. The motive behind linking the system is to have government is planning to have one particular portal for e-way bills as well as e-invoicing. So now, as of now, we have two different portals, but soon, when time goes on, like some of the features from e-way bill system will be moved to e-invoicing portal, and they'll be using the same afterwards. So this will be the near future will be. So what will be the business impact like? E-way bill integration with e-invoicing. This will be the first feature. Easy complaints for the taxpayers. So while when the e-way bill is getting moved to IRN of e-invoicing portal, so it will be an easy complaints for the taxpayers. Accuracy and automating through the processes. And now a recent amendment has come, like if we don't file GSTR returns for some specific period of two intervals, 2 months, our e-way bill generation will get blocked. So this ensures like proper filing of GST return by the taxpayer. So this will have a business impact as well. So now we have come to the main topic. So we are generating e-way bills. So now everybody will be logging in through like e-way bill portal. So now they have an option to log in through as well. So there will be some differences and nuances between the two portal. All the options are not same. So now we'll see the features. So when you log in through e-way bill portal, we have only two options. So either you can do it manually or through API integration through GSPs. So GSP is the next area that we'll be seeing in the next slides. Then if we are logging through e-invoice portal, we have three different kinds of methods. So that will be seeing in our use case as well. So how, what are all the benefits that we'll be getting when we log into invoice portal. So coming to the next interesting point. So GSP, GST Suvidha providers. So many of us have to, will be aware of this, but we have to tell this to the benefit of other people. GSP is considered as an enabler or authorized intermediary for business to access GST portal services. It helps to comply the provisions of GST law through their GST software applications and APIs. Because every taxpayers will not have direct access to a GST portal, because if access being given to all the people, then we'll have too much traffic. So government has introduced GSPs into the area so that we can access GST portal through their services. So this is the main fact. It is important to note that taxpayer will not be able to connect to government GST network directly, as it is not available online for some security purpose as well. They can only connect through the official GST sponsored G2B application, or more commonly by applications developed by private licensed GSPs. So there comes the role of GSPs. So what is the benefit of using GSP based API integration? So we'll have end-to-end encryption. So API tokens are managed by government instructions. GSPs will not hold any of data. API amendments and guidelines are automatically updated periodically. So if we follow direct integration, so we might miss many of the updates that is being provided by the government. But when we use GSP, so this will get automatically integrated. So this is also cost effective, and if we just do it one time, then it is a user friendly process to all of us. So there will be some difference and feasibility when it comes to e-way bill generation. So we'll see the main difference. So while logging in through e-way bill portal, we can generate e-way bills, we can cancel e-way bills, we can regenerate, we can extend e-way bills validity. So these features, all these features, will be showing in one of our in the upcoming demo. So you can experience it in the live environment. So, but when it comes to e-invoicing portal, so it has been just now introduced with the generated IRN. We can generate e-way bill, but regeneration of cancellation is cancelled documents are not available in the e-invoicing portal. So there are certain drawbacks and certain updates that are missing in the recent portal. So, but finally, government is planning to integrate all of them. So this is what going to happen finally. But as of now, users have two options to generate e-way according to their feasibilities. So there comes the main use cases. Like, for example, if goods worth 50,000 or more, but not eligible for e-invoicing. So as of now, e-invoicing guidelines are there. You can check out. We can check out e-invoicing website. So if a customer is not eligible for e-invoicing, how he can generate e-way? Like he has to log into e-way portal, and he can use either two methods, manual or through GSPs. So the second method is what we are going to see today. So the second use case will be uh, the customer is going to send goods worth 50K or more, and he is eligible for e-invoicing as well. So then now he's having two options. He can log in through e-way portal. He can log in through IRP portal for generation of e-way. So that there is one more method called through API. So when a person turnover is more than 500 crores, a company turnover is more than 500 crores, then the government directly allows them to participate and integrate their ERP to the government portal. So this is what the third method. So after this, we are now going to see a quick demo with one of our ERPs. So we'll move on. In this demo, we'll be showing two types of e-way bill generation through one of our ERPs. It will be a direct integration from respective portals through APIs. I'm going to post a sales invoice for selling bicycles. Here are demo system design basis of a bicycle manufacturer. After posting a sales invoice, we're going to see what happens for the e-way bill in our ERP. We can travel to the posted sales invoices section. Then we can find the recently posted invoice. We have to only fill the basic details such as transporter details for generating the e-way bills. I'm going to fill the transport name, then some basic details, whether it's road or any other details. Then a distance. Since it's a demo system, we have to give a distance manually, but in case of a live environment, the distance will be automatically computed by the APIs. We can fill in a vehicle number. Almost we are done. We have filled all the basic details. Now we can generate the e-way bill. After sending on the request, we have to wait for some seconds to get the API linked in. We can view the error log details. If any error being passed, any details being missed out can be filled in the error log details. Or if you're not getting it, we can go back and check the same sales invoice after a second, so that yeah. So now we got all the details. Now we got e-way bill number generated, the date and time, all the details. We can print the official e-way bill by entering the site directly without accessing it. We can travel through e-way bill portal. Also, we can extend e-way bill validity before 4 hours and after 4 hours of the same. We can cancel e-way bill anytime if we are traveling through e-way bill portal. Also, we can regenerate e-way bills but after canceling the same. These kind of options will not be available when we generate e-way bills by logging into IRP portal. So that's it about ERP generation, e-way generation in ERP through e-way portal. So now we'll quickly move on and see the slight differences in the IRP portal. If we are eligible for e-invoicing and need to generate e-way bills as well, then there is a slight difference here. After posting necessary sales invoices, we can travel to posted sales invoice section. We can generate e-way bills only after generating IRN for the respective sales invoices. By tag marking the generate IRN feature, we can generate IRN. After generating IRN, we can generate e-way bill. So the same will take a moment. Better we can refresh and go back and come again for the API refresh rates. So now we have generated the IRN. So by filling the basic details again, similar to e-way bill portal, we can fill the basic details, whether the transport mode is road, the vehicle details, vehicle number, vehicle type can be selected, whether it's regular or ODC. That's it. So if the document date, if it is necessary, we can select it. Then we can generate the e-way bill. So we'll enable generate e-way bill mark. So when the users are eligible for e-invoicing as well as e-way bill, so they can travel like this in the ERP environment. So now we have generated the e-way bills as well. So there is a small difference. In case of e-way bill portal, we can cancel it directly. But in case of IRP portal, if we are generating e-way bills, first we have to cancel the e-way bill, then only we can cancel the IRN. Also, the respective IRNs cannot be regenerated. We have to book a separate invoice. But unless e-way bill portal, we can regenerate e-way bills for the same cancelled invoices, e-way bill invoices. Also, there is a slight difference between e-way bill portal and IRP portal. We cannot extend e-way bills validity in the IRP portal. Some features are missing, but soon it will be added. The government aims at routing one portal for e-way bill as well as e-invoicing system. So it depends upon the increasing the turnover limits in the future. So this is how the short demo on the e-way bill direct integration on one of our ERPs. Thank you for watching. So over to Sai.
If there are any questions, we would be too happy to take it now. Just a question, Venkat, just to make ourselves clear. So are we saying that we can have an e-way bill generation without having an e-invoice?
Yes, ma'am. We can have, like, if we are if we, even though if we are eligible for e-invoicing, we can use different portals according to the requirements. Like
Okay.
so if we want to extend the validity of the e-way bill, some features will not be available in the invoicing portal. So in this case, users can use two different systems to view the details and get benefited. So this is what the ultimate aim of our presentation.
Okay. But can we also integrate it with other ERPs?
Yes, ma'am. Obviously, it is possible. Like we can integrate it multiple ERPs according to the requirements and feasibilities. Even we have an
Okay.
option for Excel upload as well with our Atna invoicing solution. So we can do Excel upload without touching the government portal. So we have an option of ERP integration as well as Excel integration also. So it's up to them to
Okay.
use benefits. Tim, any other question? Please feel free to reach us. Even you can message in the chat box with your questions, and we'll be more happy to answer this.
Okay, so Tim, the benefit of what you are going to get from this integration, either of e-invoicing or e-way bill integration, directly from your ERP is like we can automate the data transfer from your ERP to the government website. So if in case if you want to generate an e-way bill manually, if you have all the invoicing details with you, you have to go and fill in all the details in the e-way bill portal, and which will take you at least 10 minutes of time to generate an e-way bill for one invoice, correct? If you are daily making 50 or 100 invoices per day, which will going to consume a lot of time for you for that activity, correct? So by doing this integration and automation, we can handle that in a couple of seconds. So let's say there is an invoice. Once after invoice is posted in your ERP, it can be any ERP. So it that can be integrated with our application. So what our application will do, our invoicing or e-way bill application will do, will take the data from your ERP and will send it to the government portal for the e-invoicing or e-way bill generation. So within a couple of seconds, let's say 5 or 10 seconds, e-invoicing IRN or e-way bill number is generated, and that from the government portal, the data is again taken, or the reference numbers has been taken and will be stored in your ERP, so that you can take a print of it. Else, if you wanted to take the print from the our application itself, we have an option. You can take the print from our application itself, and you can send it to the customers. Also, there is an option you can send a bulk emails from our application. If you have a customer mail ID stored, we can send a bulk emails to your customers through a PDF or other formats. And which will the the integration would be seamless and real time. And the other way, if you have an if you have an ERP, but it may be a very old or legacy systems, and still if we wanted to automate this, there is other way. If we can fill all the information in an Excel sheet, you can upload the same in our application, so it will again generate an IRN or e-way bill number for all the listed invoices, whatever you are going to upload it. So any questions you can ask, or you can text that in the chat box.
And also, you can also reach out to us later. We'll be happy to show you a one-on-one demo.
Also, about much details of e-invoicing, some of advanced integration techniques and other details about e-invoicings are already available on our channel. Please do subscribe to our channel for more update. Interesting videos will be uploaded often, so you can please watch and subscribe to our channel as well.
So if you're going to register before September 30th, there's a 40% discount on the solution. And also, we would be able to offer you cloud credits where you could try out moving your applications or your data to Azure. And you can reach out to us in these numbers, ssd@atnatechnologies.com, or this particular number. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in the afternoon session of this webinar.
Thank you all.
Thank you all. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.